Well, welcome on this Friday night, just before Valentine's Day and just before Valentine's night. Cheers. I'm having a tawny port myself, so I hope you have whatever you'd like to have with you and who you would like to have with you. So welcome to Love Song. What can you hear in a love song? If you can hear it, we will never be apart. So one of my favorite groups in the 70s was called Love Song. And there was a time in my life where I was really into Christian contemporary music before it was even called that. And Love Song was one of my favorite groups. And so tonight's called Love Song, even though what I just did is the only thing of Love Song at all that I will do. But I thought it was a good title because of love and Valentine's and all that. So welcome to our gathering, and we'll get right into it here. The most requested song we had for our Love Song gathering was this song I wrote with my dad, Wayne Scott, when I was 16. And some of you may know the story. We went up to a cabin in Big Bear, California, and we were living down in the valley. And it was just me and my dad, and that kind of never happened because I have 4 brothers. And being alone with one of your parents when you have 5 kids, it doesn't happen all that often. But it happened this one weekend. And we wrote 2 songs. And this is one of the songs we wrote. I had this one started and I showed it to Dad, and he had one started. He showed it to me, and we came away with the weekend with 2 songs. This is the most requested thing we have had once we were asking people to tell us what love song thing you wanted to hear. And this was the most requested, called You're Everything I Wanted Love to Be. There's a sadness, and I've heard it in the breeze. There's a sorrow in the falling of the leaves. There's an emptiness when you live your life alone. I'm so glad my lonely days and nights are gone. Now and then someone special comes along. Now and then someone brings your life a song. Now it's love I'm hearing in the morning breeze. You're everything I wanted love to be. And I'll love you till the closing of our days. And yes, I'll need you through the valleys and the shadows, through the highways. And we'll put our feet upon the path of life and its byways. And in the morning, when I wake up by your side, in the evening, as we stand against the tide, every hour you are with me, I can see you're everything I wanted love to be. Closing of our days, and yes, I'll need you through the valleys and the shadows and the highways. And we'll put our feet upon the path of life and its byways. And in the mornings, when I wake up by your side in the evenings, as we stand against the tide. Every hour you are with me, I can see you're everything I wanted love to be. Yes, you are everything I wanted love to be. Yeah, sweet song. Well, I'm noticing I'm hearing some clicking and clacking from my cowboy buttons on my Valentine shirt. So I'm going to kind of get that out of the way here, so it's not click and clack. There we go. Well, it's still there. Well, we'll call it percussion. And then over here, I'm hearing a click and a clack on this Valentine's ring. Nice color, isn't it? But I'm hearing it slapping against the neck. So I'm going to make a costume sacrifice for a better and clack that doesn't show up in the music. Let me see. Another one we had just as many requests for as You're Everything I Wanted Love to Be was this next song. And let's see, maybe I'll grab another guitar for this, just because I got them. And by the way, this is the first time we've been able to occupy this new space of a studio. So during pandemic, when all of our gigs were canceled, they're still canceled, by the way, for the most part. We are heading to Florida, Key West. We've got a live streamy thing there in March, looks like. That'll be fun, Key West. Be warmer than this tonight. And then we go to Bonita Springs, Florida, and Safety Harbor. So we do have a couple of gigs coming up. The first weekend of March. But otherwise, gigs have been canceled, most of last year, and even about half of this year is already canceled, with some exceptions, which we're glad to have somewhere to go, some gig to go to. So what we did during pandemic was build a studio, and we're in that studio right now. Couches went in this week, rugs, artwork is sitting around here, instruments. It's feeling really good. This is going to be a good studio. What's a good studio? It's not just about sound, although you would think it would be. I've been in many good sounding studios. To me, I wanted this to feel good. I wanted to feel creative, and it would feel like it's somewhere you wanted to hang around. Sometimes studios can be so sort of laboratory-like that still you can go in there and perform, so to speak, or record, but I'm looking more for like a relaxed situation. Couches, chairs, rugs, lava lamps, artwork. That's my idea. And beautiful views, by the way, beautiful views. Most studios are sequestered. You can't tell whether it's night or day, sort of like those Vegas casinos. But this has lots of windows. You can't see them, but I can. And they're there. And so this is our first time to get in this studio. So I'm going to turn this guy on. There we go. So this is our first time to make a noise in here and to make a live stream, so welcome. And let's see, I'm going to make this thing sound a little cooler here by giving it a little tremolo. Okay, tremolo is that vibrato thing like for church ladies when they're nervous singing in church. They might get an extra vibrato that they normally don't have. It comes from fear as opposed to their vibrato naturally doing that. And they made an amp. Let's see if I got it. No, it must be this way. There it is. It's roaring. Hear the church lady vibrato? It's also church men, by the way. So, the next most requested song for our love song gathering here for Valentine's was this. So, it's a Johnny Cash song. Johnny wrote this. I've done it a lot. And it goes way back in my family to my grandfather it was his favorite song to request that my dad would sing for him. When my grandfather's wife, my grandmother Mary Scott, had passed, and Cash had this song out called I Still Miss Someone. So this was requested pretty heavily for tonight too. And I want to send this out in thinking of two loved ones that I lost since I last did this, which was our winter solstice gathering. We did this live stream, I think, the last time. And since then, my friend Charlie Silvers has passed away early January, and then my brother Denny has passed away. And so we'll remember them. And y'all remember who you've lost this year too. At my door, the leaves are falling. The cold, wild winds will come, and sweethearts walk by together, and I still miss someone. I go out on a party just to look for a little fun, but I find my darkened corner, 'cause I still miss someone. Oh, I guess I'll never get over those blue eyes. I see them everywhere, and I miss the arms that held me when all her love was there. I guess I'll never get over those blue eyes. You see, I see them everywhere, and I miss the arms that held me when all of her love was there. And I wonder if she's sorry for leaving what we had begun. There's someone for me somewhere, and I still miss someone. Oh, I still miss someone. It is live on Facebook. Mention the tip jar. Okay. I think there's a tip jar out there somewhere. Maybe on your screen or some linky thing or something like that. Is that what it would be, Angel? Something like that? It is live on Facebook. Mention the tip jar. So the tip jar, what that is this is a free live stream, and pay if you'd like to. If you want to contribute to what we're doing here, what I'm doing throughout the year, you know, during this pandemic time of not traveling and not gigs, and putting on these little gatherings like this. Our first time into this studio. There's my red guitar for Valentine's. So keep that tip jar in mind if you'd like to. Throw money in there and we will spend it, okay? Let's see. I'm gonna put the red guitar aside. And let's see, what will I do? I'll do this. I'm sitting on a chair that used to be the back seat of Guy Clark's Scout International. When I first met Guy, that was his wheels. You could spot him a mile away at Music Row because no one else had one of these. An orange Scout. And Guy took and I have that Scout. It's on the farm. And Guy took that seat out like day one. And so this seat, I'll show it to you here. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't, it's no big deal. But it's like brand new. Why? Because Guy took it out because he didn't want or need a back seat, I guess. He only rode around with one companion, perhaps. The back seat he threw in a garbage bag or something, and it's like brand new. But this thing is 30 or more years old. And I had a friend, a carpenter, hippie friend, named Doug Thompson, and he's just one of those guys who can do anything. And I said, could you make a seat out of that Guy Clark, Scout chair? And he did, and what he did was, I don't know if you can see this, but the reason most musicians can't sit in most chairs is because there's arms there, which are good for sitting, but are terrible to knock your instrument into them. And so Doug put these a good 4 to 5 inches below what a normal chair would be. So it means you can sit here and play music, which is very much in a Guy Clark-y fashion. And so that's what this is. And I'm sitting on it doing our first live stream in our studio that we built during pandemic. And it looks cool in here. It might even sound cool, I can't tell. I can hear it echoing in the back there. So another love song that we had plenty of requests for is this right here. And this is a song I wrote for Angela, didn't I? And it sort of goes through a year, so 4 seasons. The cranes are going over there now, aren't they? So the first verse in here is this time of year, or March, also is really good for cranes, the sandhill cranes, in the sandhill areas of Nebraska, more like Hastings and Kearney and stuff like that. So that's where this first verse starts for this. I will meet you in Nebraska, where the Platte runs muddy and wide, and the crane come for the feeding. I'll be standing by your side. Summer winds will stir the sand hills. Trader clouds will dim our view. Oh, we'll be watching from the window for the shadows to turn to blue. Give me something to believe in when this world turns dark and cold. Tell me sunlight's shining somewhere. Dreams are bought but never sold. Give me love and in abundance. Give me love that never dies. There's no light in all creation like the light in my angel's blue eyes. When the leaves turn in the autumn, gathered up to make our bed, daylight flickering beneath the branches, and my arm a pillow for your head. Oh, I will meet you in the morning from the longest night of the year. Winter's blanket freezing all around us. I'll be there, babe, to hold you near. Give me something to believe in when this world turns dark and cold. Tell me sunlight's shining somewhere. Dreams are bought but never sold. Give me love and in abundance. Give me love, love, love that never dies. There's no light in all creation like the light in my angel's blue eyes. Like the light in my angel's blue eyes. Thank you. Yeah, I just remembered while doing that we did that in the winter solstice too, because at that live stream, because of the mentioning in there of the longest night of the year, which is the winter solstice. And there you have it. So let's see. As the gigs have canceled, canceled for 2021. Festivals have gone away, you know, and we're all busy rescheduling. I got a great agent, Paul Lohr at New Frontier Touring, and some gigs have been, this will be the third time that they got rebooked from last, say, spring or summer, fall, and then set up again and then canceled again. So we're still being very diligent about what we're trying to do, which is to play music and take it out on the road, take it to the people type of thing, which is pretty much what this is, taking a live stream to the people. So I'm going to do more live streams coming up. The next one is with a great artist named Susan Werner. And I produced a record on Susan, golly, how long ago would that be? 20 plus years ago, 24, 25, 23 years ago, I don't even remember. Eek. But it was a really good record. She's a great writer, great artist. So that's the next one we're doing. It's February 21, sounds right. And so we'll let you know about that stuff. If you're following me thus far, you'll be hearing about that one too. But we're going to do one, I guess, through internet, wherever Susan lives. And I'll be here in the studio in Tennessee, and then it'll be one of those exchange things. So look for that. And we had so many requests for the love song things, we have to do another one. We won't get them all in here tonight. So I'm kind of committing to the next little while of doing at least a couple of live streams per month, and see if you all will follow us toward that. We hope that you do, both in listening and in supporting the tip jar, which we have. I guess it live on Facebook has a tip jar. And so follow us on that if you will. I mean, meaning come and check out, listen to the music, make requests, and throw money in the tip jar, because that's what musicians are doing these days without our gigs. So here's what I'm going to do right now. I've gotten a lot of requests for this song, both tonight or coming to tonight. And over the years, people ask me for a song called More Love, because it's on a Tim O'Brien and Tim and Darrell record from, boy, that's back there too, a good 20 plus years ago. And I never learned it because it's a Tim song. Tim and Gary Nicholson wrote it. And I'm going to play this Church Lady vibrato guitar to do this song called More Love. I get a lot of requests for it, but I never do it because I never learned it. I learned to sing background with Tim, but I never kind of learned the song. But I got the lyrics right here in front of me, so guess what? In live stream fashion, I'm going to do it for you. But before I do that, I want to thank the folks on the Patreon site, patreon.com/Darrell. Is that a slash? Darrell Scott. Anyway, that's what it is. You can probably see it. And what's been happening for almost a year, as soon as the shutdown, lockdown, pandemic-y thing started, my assistant Sierra started this Patreon account, and people have been coming there. And I do things on the Patreon that isn't really anywhere else, and you'll see that if you go there. And it's a subscription thing, and it's helped us a lot through this past year, and it continues to. And so keep that one in mind. And Patreon folks, you know who you are out there. Thank you for supporting us. I'm going to do this song I've never done before, of Tim O'Brien's and Gary Nicholson's, but me and Tim played it a lot. And I'm going to say goodnight for this episode. And it's just very clear we're going to do more live streams this year. And the next one is Susan Werner. And that one's going to be really good. And then I'll be doing one in Key West at the beginning of March. Keep an eye out for that. That'll be like a whole show, like 90 minutes, I'll bet, something like that. But I'll be back with a lot more live streams coming up from our new studio in here. And I'm going to say goodnight with this song of Tim's and Gary's that I sang a million times but never sang it myself. So tonight's the night. So thank you for tuning in. Here's More Love. I'm so close to you, baby, but I'm so far away. There's a silence between us, and there's so much to say. You're my strength, you're my weakness, you're my faith, you're my doubt. We gotta meet in the middle to work this thing out. More love. I can hear our hearts crying, more love. I know that's all we need is more love to take us and hold us and lift us above. If there's ever an answer, it's more love. We're afraid to be idle, so we fill up our days. We run on a treadmill and keep slaving away till there's no time for talking about troubles in mind, and the doors are all closed between your heart and mine. More love. I can hear our hearts crying. More love. I know that's all we need is more love to flow in between us, to take us and hold us and lift us above. If there's ever an answer, it's more love. Just look all around you. People fighting their wars. They think they'll be happy when they settle the scores. Oh, but let's lay down the weapons that keep us apart. Be still for just a minute and try to open our hearts. More love. I can hear our hearts crying. More love. I know that's all we need is more love to flow in between us, to take us and hold us and lift us above. If there's ever an answer, it's more love. It's more love. I know that's all we need is more love to flow in between us, to take us and hold us and lift us above. If there's ever an answer, don't you think? If there's ever an answer, there's more love. Happy Valentine's Day and night. Till next time.